God damn it.
Alright guys, if your bike is doing that, not starting when you hit the button there, you need a new battery. One of the biggest complaints I've seen people talking about with these Sportster S's is that the stock battery is terrible. Now, I don't know when this battery was last changed. I bought this bike used. It's April now, I bought it in January. So, who knows, this thing could have been in there the last 4 years, or it could have been changed last year. But what I do know is that I left it overnight off the tender, like you would with anything, and it did not start in the morning. People will tell you Harleys need to be on a tender at all times, but you know what? That's a $20,000 bike. I sold a $3,000 FC6 when I bought this, and that thing lasted 3 months over the winter, not plugged in, Canadian winter, and it started right up. I went to do something in January on the bike. I forgot to plug it back in when I was done, and when I got there in March, I saw it was off the tender. I thought, oh no. But I hit the starter and it fired right up like it was, you know, the last time I rode it was an hour ago. So, all that to say, I need a new battery on this. Don't keep it on tender at all times, because that is ridiculous. You don't keep your car on a tender at all times. And I decided to go with this one right here, the Yuasa GYZ16HL. So this is an AGM battery. It's got a little bit more cold cranking amps and a little bit more reserve than the stock battery. People talk about switching to lithium, and that's not a bad idea. But in cold climates like where I am here over winter, I'm a little bit worried about that battery draining. I don't want to deal with a rundown lithium battery, so I decided to go with the stock AGM, but something that's bigger and better. So that's 12.8 I'm showing, by the way, which means this battery is good to go. I can drop it right into the motorcycle, and we should be good to fire it up. So just a little bit more on the lithium versus AGM thing. So I went back and forth. I thought about getting a lithium, and I looked at a few, and they were really cool. They were 3 pounds compared to the 13 pounds that thing is, or the 12 pounds that's in there right now. I don't know why I weighed these things. With that amount of weight, 8 pounds, you're already right at the bottom of the motorcycle. It doesn't matter at all. It's not like you're tipping it back and forth. Just wear 8 pounds less gear, I guess. Anyway, what you get with lithium is a lot more cold cranking amps. So that thing will fire up faster. It'll have a much stronger start, but a much shallower reserve. Which means, say you fire it up, turn it off, fire it up, turn it off, whatever. Maybe you stall the bike a couple times. You might only have 2-3 starts in that battery before it's dead and run down and it trips its battery protection. Or if you have a lot of parasitic draw for whatever reason and you haven't solved that, you might run that battery down if it's not on a tender. And if you run a lithium battery, you need to buy a separate tender in the winter or disconnect the main fuse or whatever. So all that to say, I decided to go with the AGM for a more standard experience. You may choose differently. Let's get at it. Well, the battery in the Sportster is located right here behind this little panel. You are supposed to remove the left and right cowlings, which is a whole lot of Torx screws. But I've found that you can actually just remove 1, 2, 3 screws. This one here, and the same on the other side, and then you can just pull out the front panel there, pull the cowling back, and take the battery out just like that. So you'll see what I mean. So the reason you might want to go with this method instead of taking everything off is because if you're on the road and your battery dies and you need to jump, or you need to access this battery to do whatever you need to do to fix your motorcycle, this is a lot faster. What you need is a T30 Torx. You're taking out this screw, this screw, this screw, and if we move over to the other side, this one right down here, and that one there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those. I won't put it on camera, and we'll see where we're at. One thing I forgot to mention before you tackle the battery is that you're going to want to pull the main fuse so that when you're pulling out the battery there, you don't fry anything, don't send any energy surges that could blow a fuse or cause any problems. So we're going to take a T25 Torx and go right in there. There's a screw that we need to remove, and then we can pull this cover off. So popping that screw out, we can take this cover off. And what you see right in here is this big yellow fuse block. That's our main fuse. So go ahead, pull that fuse, and then we can safely work on the rest of the battery. Okay, we're back under the bike here for the battery compartment. So let's pull, we got all the screws out, let's pull this off. Oh, sorry, I forgot one more. Let's take that one off too. There we go. So that comes off just like that. We can peel that back and stick it under. So what we have here is the voltage regulator. So the voltage regulator has two screws, one there and one there. And they're both T30 Torx as well. Now with those screws out of the way, we can pull this back. And that exposes our battery. Don't know if you can see that in there. But that's our battery. We'll disconnect that. It has a Phillips head and a 10mm socket. So I'll grab my 10mm socket. That's what I'm going to use. And that's kind of the same for any vehicle I've worked on, really. I actually decided to just use a Phillips head. The reason being, if I was on the road and all I had was whatever I had in my little tool bag, I wouldn't have a socket. I'd probably just have a screwdriver with some bits. So I'm just kind of simulating that for my own reasons here. But I guess I wouldn't really be changing the battery on the road either. Probably just grab a little jump starter and use that. Okay, so those cables are off. We can pull this back and pop the battery out. And there you go. So this is the Harley battery. Now, I popped this into Gemini just to figure out when it was made, because I don't really know how to read this date code. And what it told me is that H22 means the 8th letter of 2020, or 8th month of 2022, which means this is the original battery. So the original battery lasted 4 years. That's not too bad. Maybe don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Anyway, let's grab the new one. The dimensions are exactly the same, which is good. That means it should slot in there with no issues. Okay, the fuse is back in. The battery's tied back up. Let's go ahead and try it out. Good to go. Okay, let me just get away from that for a sec. I'm going to let that run for a little while. I don't want to start it up and shut it down right away. But hey, as you can see, the battery worked out well. The bike is running really nice. Started up really quick. Hopefully that helped you guys out. So if it did, give me a like and a subscribe. I'm going to catch you on the next one.